Welcome to r/slash idontworkherelady, where we share stories about normal people who are actual customers that are mistaken for employees at that establishment. This is TNA, top-notch audio. Get ready for some laughs. And at the end of these stories, we definitely appreciate your likes, comments, and definitely subscribe for sure. And this story is posted by u/SeanNJ222. Lady, I work for the police, not Target. A few years back, I worked as a police dispatcher. We were required to dress in business casual, so khakis and a button-down or polo. I'm assuming you've read the title and see where this is going. So, after work one day, the GF and I stopped by Target on the way home to grab a few things. I'm wearing, you guessed it, a red polo with khaki pants. I also have an ID badge on my belt denoting Communicator Joe Schmo Police Department. Grabbed some olive oil, brought to my GF who told me she got some a few days ago. So I go back to olive oil aisle and put it back. I put it back in its proper place because I'm not an inconsiderate a-hole. Anywho, lady comes up to me and asks where she can find some brand dog food. I just thought she was asking for my opinion, gave her a general direction. She went off. Like 5 minutes later, I'm looking at Harry's razors and I feel someone poke me on my shoulder. I turn and find the lady standing there looking displeased. Lady, my dog food wasn't where you said it was. Me, well, I don't know. I guess ask someone who works here. Lady, I am. You. Me, nope. Don't work here. Turns and looks away. Yes, you do. You were stocking shelves. Me, yeah. Don't talk to me. Lady grabs my arm and pulls me to face her. You ever get a sudden flare of anger? I did. Butch touched me. Lady, young man, I'm a customer and you'd better. Me, don't you effing touch me. My voice was a little raised now. Touch me again, you and I are going to have a problem. She was obviously taken aback. She said something about me being fired and a manager. She scurried away. I found my girlfriend and we went to check out. At this point, it still hadn't really clicked that she thought I worked there. I just thought she was rude. We get to the self-checkout and lady with the Target employee approached me and my girlfriend. Lady, that's him. That's your stock boy whom threatened me. Me, WTF. I don't work here, lady. Leave me the F alone. Manager, looking nonplussed. You don't work here. Me, nope. This chick started bothering me, then grabbed me. GF, he doesn't work here. Lady, don't you lie to me. You were stocking shelves and told me where to get dog food. Me, leave me alone or we're going to have real problems. Lady, how about I call the police and tell them how you just threatened me? Me, I effing dare you. I show her my ID badge. Let's see how that works out for you. I should mention the PD I work for is in the same town as Target. The manager takes the opportunity and just says, have a nice evening, and motions the woman away, and she follows. She just sort of gaped at me when she saw that I was in fact not an employee of Target, but of the police department she was going to call on me. Not a big story with fireworks, but still one to tell. Moral, beware wearing red polos and stay thirsty, my friends. And this story is posted by u/GingerDaisy03. Had to tell an ex-employer, I don't work for you. 3 years after quitting. So, I worked for a home care agency and was assigned to an independent living facility. Mostly just med reminders and housekeeping. The company I worked for was shady AF. So much happened, I'm surprised I stayed as long as I did, but I'll stick to what's relevant here. This may be long. So, cliff notes, they cut my hours on days and evening to the point I lost my benefits. I took the full-time nights posting. It was just me and one other girl switching off 12-hour nights 4 days, 1 week, 3 the next, 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. It was great and I loved it. Work was easy and I still got to see my residents. I usually got there at 10:30 p.m. to get report from the evening worker so she could leave by 11. My duties all night were get report, sign out keys, organize that day's paperwork, set the dining room for the next day, do like 4 people's laundry, had access to 5 washers and 5 dryers, and do room checks on like 10 people every 2 hours. Pop my head in to make sure they weren't on the floor, and answer any emergency pages. Everything but checks and pages were done by 3 a.m., sometimes 2 a.m. Well, they hired a guy and decided to give him 2 of my shifts and 2 of the other girl's shifts. I was in charge of training him and had to sign off before he worked independently. I wasn't impressed, but said fine. First shift, he shows up at 4 a.m. Shift starts at 11. Work's now done, go home. Next shift, 7 a.m., he comes in, same thing. Next 2 were no-shows. Then finally showed up. He was awful. I started looking for another job and found one quickly. I tried for 4 days to hand in my 2-week resignation. Supervisor isn't available, office is locked, on a Tuesday at 10 a.m.? So I dropped it in their mailbox, and when they called me, I told them the date stated would be my last day. Fast forward 2 weeks. I get a call to go in. I explain I quit, why I quit, and that I don't work for the company anymore. Repeat this sporadically over the next 2.5 years. I got calls at all hours. I called the area coordinator, the regional coordinator, always being assured it won't happen again. My final straw was a 4 a.m. phone call 3 years after I quit from the after-hour scheduler. Lost my spit. Called corporate and made them delete my number and file and told them, I haven't worked for you for 3 effing years. The lack of having any schedule should have been a effing clue. Your company calls me again and I'll file harassment charges. Figure your effing spit out and stop effing calling me. I don't work for you. And hung up. Been a year now, and I think it finally worked. And this story is posted by u/Harmos Pennifer, fired from Target. About 25 years ago, I had just gotten off of my shift with a law enforcement agency. I had not bothered to fully change out of my uniform, and I still have my tan tactical pants on and a brand new red Henley type shirt that I pulled over my department polo shirt. And at that time, I decided to stop at the local Target in order to do some last minute Christmas shopping. Because I am also 6 feet 6 inches, I also typically get people asking me to get something off of higher shelves. At one point, I had a Karen following me, asking me to get things off of higher shelves for her, etc. And then she started asking me about pricing, and I had no idea why, not even thinking about my tan pants and red shirt. So I asked her to please leave me alone so I could do my shopping in peace. Little did I know that she would go and find a manager and complain about the really tall employee ignoring her needs. Well, peacefully shopping, I was approached by Karen and the manager, with the manager telling me that I was supposed to be providing customer service, especially during the holiday season, and that rudeness would not be tolerated in her store, and that I should clock out and not come back to work, and that I would not be getting my employee discount with my purchase that evening. I had nothing, simply nothing to say, because I've never been fired from Target before. I took the last of my shopping to the checkout lane where the manager and the Karen followed me. It was at that time while I was checking out that I opened my wallet with my badge and credentials in it, and then had the presence of mind to say something to the manager. Something along the lines of, "Do you even know who works for you?" The Karen harumphed off, and the manager's soul seemed to depart her body. Best part was a cashier and security guy cracking up. And this next story is posted by u/Change the World Please. No, I'm not a volunteer. I'm just being nice. This happens about 4 or 5 years ago, but I still remember it like it happened yesterday. I was just walking home from my bus station to our house. You should know that I was able to walk 3 different ways home, one through a creepy side way, one past a playground, and one past a retirement home. That day, I was using the third option to get home. The location looked like this: a long, maybe 100-meter, 300 feet way, surrounded by some trees and bushes. At the end of that way started the property of the retirement home. It was one of those days my mom wasn't home until 1 hour after I was back, so I took it easy and walked slowly. I saw that the elders were outside, sitting and walking around the property like they do every noon between 12 and 3 p.m. I had my headphones on and minding my own business when an elderly woman sitting on a bench reached her hand out for me to get my attention. I stopped, pulled down my headphones. She then asked me really nicely if I could walk her up and down the way for a little bit because she was too weak to do it on her own. Because I had nothing better to do and my mom wasn't waiting for me, I said yes and helped her get up. After she got a good grip on me so she wouldn't just fall, We started to slowly walk up and down for maybe 2 times, talking about school, friends, and family. I had to repeat some things a few times because she instantly forgot almost everything I said when a woman stopped us. She was maybe 30 and had a big smile on her lips. "Hey, Martha," she said to the old lady, not her real name, and patted her hand. I found out that she was a good friend of Martha's children and was living right beside the retirement home. "Thank you so much for taking care of Martha. You volunteer guys are really nice and helpful. Here, have some money." The woman then said she wanted to give me 50 effing euros, but I stopped her and explained that I wasn't working there as a volunteer. I was just coming back from school and had some time left, so thought it would be the right thing to do by helping her, I quickly said. The woman stared at me for a second and then started to laugh. "Oh, I'm sorry, but it's really, really nice to know that there are actually still people left in your age who are being nice for free, even though Martha was a total stranger for you." I just smiled, so did Martha the whole time, by the way, and declined the money once again before bringing Martha back to the property and going home, feeling extremely proud. I know nothing wild and no police was called, but I thought I'd share it with you guys anyway. These were 4 great stories, so we definitely thank you for listening, and do us a huge favor, comment, like, share, and definitely subscribe for sure, so you'll be able to get more of the reminders for new videos that come out in the future. Have yourselves an incredible day. This has been TNA Top Notch Audio.